Hello students, in the previous lecture we have started to solve some reactions from the question paper of asymmetric synthesis. Let us see some more examples. Now in the first example we can see here ester compound is given and reagents are not given, product is given, which is the beta hydroxy acid compound is the product. The reactant is the ester. Ester can be converted into acid simply by hydrolysis, but the important change is that this group is added. That means this carbon atom, this is going to this carbon atom, it get bonded to another carbon atom here. So this group is get added in the structure of the molecule. Here in this structure the carboxylic acid group at alpha position methyl group is there. So we can write here so this carbon atom is found to be reacted with the another carbon atom and this is the methyl group here. Now this group can be added as the electrophile because this carbon atom is found to be nucleophilic, because it can form easily the carbonyl in presence of the base. So generally we are using the strong base here. So simply this is beta hydroxycarbonyl compound, or it is also called as the aldol. So it's the aldol type of the product is formed. So this ester compound we have to convert it into aldol by the aldol condensation type of the reaction. And not only the aldol condensation, but we have to predict the proper stereochemistry which is given here. It is the syn product is obtained. So already we have studied in this course that when we are forming the Z enolate from the carbonyl compound, we are getting the syn aldol. If we form the E enolate from the carbonyl compound, we are getting the anti-aldol. So this is the diastereo selectivity in the aldol reaction. So either Z enolate will always form the syn diastereomer or syn aldol, and the E enolate will always form the anti-aldol or the anti-product. Now we have to consider the formation of Z enolate for this compound, then only we are getting the corresponding syn aldol. So in order to direct this reaction, in order to form the Z enolate, we have to take some boron derivatives. We can use the boron compounds. So dialkyl boron triplet compounds can be used here. Dibutyl boron triplet is given in combination with the base, which is the tertiary amine here, in presence of ether at very lower temperature -78 degrees Celsius. So these two steps, two reagents are given. So we have to identify these two reagents. First will be this dialkyl boron triplet compound, and this boron triplet compound containing triplet as very good leaving group. We know that triplet is the good leaving group. So nucleophilic substitution reaction can be easily done on this compound, and boron compound, this boron compound direct this reaction, or selectively it 99% it will form the Z enolate, and from that Z enolate we can form the syn aldol compound. So this is the first step or first reagent. Second is the treatment with the acid or the acid hydrolysis. So hydrolysis will convert this ester compound into acid. So let us consider this first step in this case. Now here at first this nitrogen containing compound, that is diisopropyl ethyl amine, it will abstract these acidic protons. It will abstract this acidic proton. So it will generate the corresponding enolate or carbanion. So this carbanion is generated, and it is stabilized to form the corresponding enolate ion, and it is the Z enolate. So only in this reaction we are getting the Z enolate, not E enolate is formed, majority 99%, because this compound specifically boron, dialkyl boron triplet, will always form selectively Z enolate. So this is the first step. Now this enolate will react with another structural moiety so that this group will get added. So this is pH, and this carbon must be an aldehydic carbon, so that after nucleophilic addition of this carbon on this aldehydic carbonyl group, we are getting the aldol. So another compound, it will be the benzaldehyde compound for the corresponding act as the nucleophile. Now this is the carbon atom which is nucleophilic in nature, as it is enolate ion. This is the nucleophilic carbon atom. So this is the methyl group which is present here, and this carbon will get reacted with the carbonyl group present in the benzaldehyde. So this carbon is nucleophilic, it will get added. So nucleophilic addition type of reaction, condensation reaction occur. So this methyl group will get oriented here and OH group will form at this position. So this is the aldol. But why we are getting the syn product only? This can be predicted by considering the chair transition state for this reaction. Already we have studied this in directed aldol reaction, but again we can see the mechanism for the particular example. Now let us consider the approach of this benzaldehyde molecule to this enolate ion. Here chair-like transition state is found to be more stable. So this is your carbonyl group, which is oxygen is bonded to boron, dibutyl we can consider here, dibutyl compound, OET group is there, methyl group is there, and hydrogen is there. So this oxygen will get coordinated with this boron, and this carbon is going to react. This is nucleophilic carbon which is going to react with this carbonyl group by nucleophilic addition type of reaction. So what happens? This transition state is formed. In this case we have considered this molecule. This is the ester molecule in enolate form. We have placed in the one orientation here. We have fixed this orientation of this molecule same here, but we have changed the orientation of this aldehyde. So in this first orientation what happens? Hydrogen is orienting downward here, and we have changed the orientation here that pH, phenyl group, is orienting downward. So these are the two possible transition state for the directed aldol condensation type of reaction. Now in this case, if we consider here oxygen and this OET group, this is OET group, it is pointing backward, and this oxygen is get bonded here. So this is one possibility here. So OET group, it is found to be, in this case it is found to be similar, and now this OET group presenting, it is present on the back side. Now in this case hydrogen and this boron, these are coming close to each other. These are the groups which are having the closer proximity to each other. These are above group, this is backward. So this group will not interfere here, it is not a part here. So hydrogen and boron, so this is hydrogen is present here and boron is there. So this is the found to be stable transition state. In the second transition state we have considered phenyl group here. So this boron, so we can write here. So as this is transition state, which is chair-like transition state, we can consider this is the backside group, and this phenyl and this Br2 group are having close proximity with each other. So clash occur, there is steric hindrance between these two groups occurs. So as a result of this, what happens? This becomes the less stable transitions in this case. So this is found to be in this case this is found to be a less stable transition state. This is less stable and this is the more stable. So due to this transition state will generate the corresponding syndiol. So this is the basic reason why the Z-enolate we are getting the syndiol, because the stable transition state is formed by the Z-enolate in the particular orientation. In the other orientation we are not getting from this transition state, we are not getting the syndiol. Instead here we are getting the antidiol. We can write this structure. So this is the structure of antidiol. From this transition state we are getting the antidiol. Now this syndiol is formed, synaldol is formed, and this aldol, we know that now it contains the ester group. In product, acid group is given here. This is the acid. So we can convert ester into acid by simply acid hydrolysis. It will be the second reagent for the reaction, and we are getting the corresponding acid compound here. So this is the syn-diastereomer we are getting. So we have to predict the stereochemistry as well as mechanism for any product in the reaction. We can determine the stereochemistry. If we want to synthesize the antidiol, in that case we have to use the simple base. Any base we can use. We are getting some amount of the Z-enolate and some amount of the E-enolates are formed, and from that E-enolate we can synthesize the corresponding anti-aldol product. Now the substrate is given and these reagents are given here. These reagents are given, substrate, two substrates are given, or this is the substrate and it is going to react with the another molecule. So in this type of reaction, first we have to consider, or we have to identify which are the compound present in the reaction. We have to identify which type of the compound functional groups are present and which type of the reagents are used in the reaction. So when we consider the substrate, this is diene compound which is not conjugated, and again OH group is present. So this is allylic alcohol. And the second compound, it having two OH group and carboxylate group to which isopropyl group is attached. So it is diisopropyl tartarate molecule. So this second reagent, it is the tetraisopropyl titanium complex. Titanium tetraisopropyl complex is given. Along with this is tertiary butyl hydroperoxide compound. So that act as the oxidant in this reaction. This is the complex, transition metal complex, that will carry out the given transformation. So oxidation can be carried out. So it acts as the oxidizing agent. Oxidation can be carried out, and this type of reaction. So this is the minus, as these groups are directing below side. So it is minus diisopropyl tartarate molecule. So this molecule will get complexed with this transition metal complex, and this tertiary butoxy hydroperoxide, it will act as the oxidant and carry out the corresponding oxidation reaction. It will convert the titanium into required oxidation state. So this is named reaction, named asymmetric reaction. It is called as the Sharpless epoxidation reaction. This is nothing but, already we have studied this reaction, Sharpless epoxidation reaction. So in this reaction, substrate used is always allylic alcohol. So that's why here two double bonds are given. So we have to select which bond, double bond, is going to react with the reagent. So this reaction is specifically given for the allylic alcohol. So this is the allylic double bond. So only allylic double bond will get oxidized and we are getting the corresponding product. So we are getting the epoxide compound. Here we have used the minus diisopropyl tartarate molecule. So these act as the chiral ligand. It will get complexed with this titanium isopropoxide and it will carry out the asymmetric oxidation reaction. Now in this case, when we use the minus DET or minus DIT, we are getting the beta oriented epoxide. Instead, if we use the plus DIT or plus diethyl tartarate or plus diisopropyl tartarate, in that case we will get the alpha oriented epoxide or alpha epoxide. So here we are getting the beta oriented epoxide. So this is highly asymmetric reaction and we are getting this single enantiomer. So this is an example of the sharpless epoxidation. So that's all for today. Thanks for watching this video.